Hey guys, so today we are going to be playing with textures. So I have a couple of things you can follow along on the page in the coloring book. We are going to experiment a little bit with things that you can find at home. So I have a sponge. This was a little bit harder because it was never used, so if that happens, you just want to spray it with a little bit of water to soften it up. Have a piece of paper, which we are going to use simply by crumbling it up. And that will be able to add some different textures as well. We also have a fork. Feel free to use a plastic one if you have it, or make sure you're able to wash this. Be sure to ask a parent before you just go and grab a fork out of the drawer. And a random object. So I found this leaf. So this is going to be my random object for today. So again, this is an experiment. I've never tried to make texture with an actual leaf before. So we'll see how this goes. Alright, so I have a piece of palette paper. This is just something that I can put my paint on. You can use a paper plate, or even just a regular piece of paper if that's all you have. We're going to start with a couple different colors. Green is my personal favorite. And you don't need anything too fancy. These little small bottles will do just fine. All right, so let's start with the sponge. So as you can see, there are two different sides. You can actually use both sides and it'll give you two different textures to work with. So let's see what it looks like with this side. And I think we'll start with green. So you just dab some paint on there. If it's a little excessive, you can, wipe it off. And as you can see, we're already seeing texture. Wow, look at that. How cool does that look? And then just to show you guys the other side, this is a little more gritty, harder. And we'll do that with a different color. And that looks like, wow, that looks pretty cool. And this is something that you can play with. If you want to add different colors on top of that, you can. Let's try a little bit of orange. Wow, see? You can add textures, different textures on top of each other. So let's do this gritty one on top of this one. Let's see what that looks like. Wow, it's starting to give it a little more depth. And that was all done with just a sponge. So, let's see what we can do with a crumbled piece of paper. As you can see, I already have paint on my hand, so the paper is already getting a little dirty, but that's okay. So you're just going to crumble it up, and you can look around and see, because you can see different points that the paper is forming. So just decide what you want your texture to look like. So I kind of like how this looks here. So I'm going to use this part. And we'll try orange. So you just dab it in there. And this is going to be random. So we don't even know what this is going to look like. So that's from using that side of the paper. How about we try, I'm going to get a little messy here. What would happen if I tried to use this side of the paper? It looks a little different because the folds in there are different. So this is just something fun to experiment, play around with. Woo! All right. Next, the fork. So this will give you like a crosshatch effect without actually having to sit there and do line for line. So let's try this with some black. Oh, there we go. Then you can just cross it. Might need to just play around with the paint a little bit. Make sure you have enough. You could just keep playing with that if you wanted to just make lines. So much you can do with just random things that you can find at home. Wow. Now if I wanted to add some different colors on that, easy. I just wipe off my fork with a paper towel or a rag and I dip it in another color. Wow, see? And that's how you can get a cross-hatching effect with a fork. And again, make sure you wash this off before you put it back in the drawer. Alright, now for my random object, we're going to try a leaf. I don't know how this is going to work, so let's see. So we're just going to dab it in some paint. And as you can see, because of the way the leaf is moving, this is kind of a drier leaf. So it started to kind of crumble up on its own. So let's see what we can get from this. All right, ready? Oh no, it cracked. That's okay. This is an experiment, right? We're just trying random things. All right. Well, I didn't quite like that. So we're gonna try another random object. I have this weird looking ponytail holder, and I think these will probably give me some crazy little lines on there. All right. And I think this time we're gonna try to do multiple colors because again, we are experimenting here. Are you ready? Let's see what we can do. Oh, that was awesome. That was so cool with different colors. Oh man, wait. Now I want to just try all black, I think. This is so cool. And again, it's all about experimenting, seeing what works for you. I think I just found my new favorite thing to play with. Wow. And we did all of these different textures with things that you can find at home or even right outside your house. And I wanted to show you guys these textures because they do tie into the coloring page that is on the next page once you flip over. And I wanted to show you guys that even just the smallest details can help enhance your photo. For example, just even cross-hatching. You can make the hatches smaller. You can make them wider. You can even do stippling. Put them close together. Even farther apart. And this can actually help give you the illusion that you are working with different shades of the same color. So if this is the color. And as you can see, if I am putting it on top of the smaller cross-hatching, it looks like the shade is a little bit darker. It's pretty much an illusion. The black lines help give you that illusion of different shades. Same with the stippling. If the dots are closer together, the shade appears to be a little bit darker. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, were able to take away some tips from this, and I hope you guys have fun experimenting at home. I would love to see what you guys create with these tips and ideas, and I would also love to see which random objects you choose. Thank you guys for taking the time to experiment with me today. It was a pleasure.